I've got a car part here. It's actually an alternator pulley. I need to take that hole out with 22mm. First thing you need to do is set it up in a 4-jaw chuck. Quick way to do that is just to put a centre in it, just to hold it. That's going to hold it in the centre while we nip it up, and then we can adjust it accordingly. Just bring each jaw up until it's touching. Right, I need to put a clock gauge on that hole. It's a centre hole. That's the part that's going to be running through. Right, if we run the clock gauge on here, right, I've put a nice big clock gauge in, so hopefully you can see the gauge and the chuck at the same time. Turn it around and find the high point, which is that jaw there. Little nip on that one. Once again, high point. High point again. A little nip on each jaw. Right, and finally set it up. High points there. Right, that's pretty good. And you better than that, I've actually got a gauge on the inside here. Right, the hole through there needs to be 22mm. I've got a 22mm reamer, so I'm going to use that. We'll bore it out first to sort of 21.8. and then put the 22mm reamer through. I could bore it to dead on size, but it's quicker and easier to use the reamer. Hopefully I can get my favourite boring tool through. I can't. Use a smaller one until I get it a little bit bigger. In fact, I can put a drill through it. This pulley's cast iron by the machine. Right, that's 20mm. Another half mil to take out to 21. Right, 21. I'll take 0.4 out, and that should take us out 21.8, which is Rima size. Either a whisker or a fanny's hair, depending on which way you look at it. .8 thereabouts. You can only get somewhere right the ream will go at that. Run nice and slow for using a reamer, slower than that. Much better. It's cast iron, I'm still going to put a little bit of cutting oil on. Feed it in nice and gently. See it is cutting. I'll zoom in a little bit. See the cuttings on the end of the reamer. .22 mil as I'd expect. The reamer puts a nice finish on. I'm just going to break that edge. Just make sure I've got plenty of clearance between the chuck and the tool holder. That's better. You always try and chamfer your edges. It looks better, it's safer. It means that the bow won't get damaged. If you bump it on there, it's not going to damage the bow. Now I've got a tool to derag the inside. I've got two BSP taper brass plugs here. They weren't made by me, they were made by a friend Scott. Made a real good job of them as well. What they are, they're fusible plugs for Richard's steam wagon. I've shown before the process of filling these with lead. What they actually do, they go into the screw into the firebox of the steam wagon between the water and the heat. This centre part here is filled with lead. Normally it's covered in water. The water keeps the lead cool enough to stop it from melting. If the water level in the boiler becomes low, dangerously low, this lead will melt and allow all the steam to rush into the fire and put the fire out. It's a safety device that's built into steam boilers, called a fusible plug. These must be filled with ordinary pure lead. The first thing I want to do is tin the inside of the threads with solder, then pour the molten lead into them. I've got some flux here. It's old-fashioned flux, what they call baker's fluid. It's actually hydrochloric acid with zinc dissolved into it, what they call kiln spirits. It's not very environmentally friendly, but it certainly works. You don't want to be getting into a cut on your hand because it really does sting. Anyway, we'll warm these up. We'll put some of the flux in, coat the threads in solder, and then we'll go about filling the plugs up with lead. We'll just use this little torch to get enough heat just to tin them. Tin them's in the aim given to the process whereby they're coated in solder. I think we could be slightly under power on the heat here. although I get a bigger protein torque. Right, that's better. We've got some much better heat here now. Fill the plug with silver. All I want to do is tin it or flood the inside of the thread with it, which is what's happening now. And we'll flip the silver out and just give a nice coating on the threads. Right, so all I've got is a nice coat of solder on the threads. I haven't actually filled the plug with solder because solder melts at the wrong temperature. You need pure lead. Right. Hopefully that will stop the molten lead from pissing straight through once you pour it in. We've got a crucible to melt the lead in. Don't open in here, just well vented because total lead fuel don't get into it at all. And you look at the nice and warm stick temperature. Right, hopefully steady hand, it's worn It's running straight through, look at the bastard. It will stop. Try this one. I'm just going to give them a quick tidy up in the lathe and take the excess lead off. The inside edge, we'll try and leave a little, like a little proud lump right in the centre. Right, and that's the lead there, so we can kind of dome that across a little bit. Bit of lead stuck in the threads there, we'll have to file that out. Right, we'll go across to the vise. Right, I'm just going to gently mushroom over the just like that. Right, and we'll carefully use a 3-corner file just to clean the lead out of the threads. I'm sure the lead's got a really good hold because the flux really cleans things. Got a 1/2 inch BSP die here just to clean the first couple of threads up. That's actually a taper thread. It screws into taper thread in the boiler. Right, and that's all that's done is take the lead out of the threads. It hasn't damaged the bronze in any way. Lovely. Right, I've got the test pump set up. Just pump some water through till this gets full of water, because we're doing a hydraulic test, not an air test. Right, that's water into there. A little bit of something on the threads just to seal them. Normally use P2 tape, but believe it or not, I can't find any. So I'm sure some of this thin string will do. Right. The boiler runs at 265 psi, safe working pressure. So what I'll do, I'll take this up above that. Probably around about 4, between 4 and 500. Right, that's 500 there. You see the clock on the pump. 500. I'll leave the pressure on for a little bit. I've done quite a few of these and never had a one leak yet. Surprising how little movement it takes to put the pressure on, because water won't compress. That's up to 500. That would have been a good time for a cigarette. Right. The other one, just the same. Make sure that's full of water. Or full of water. My daughter actually gave us this, of all people. Something to do with testing coffee machines or being a useful little pump. It's unbelievable this. I've had rolls and rolls and rolls of pipe tape and I can't find any. Right, that should do it. That's better. 500, no problem. Once again, it's just time to say thanks very much for subscribing, for clicking the like button, and as always for all well wishes that are coming in towards my family basically. Incidentally, I did make the 50,000. It's up to 50,300 now subscribers. So if you're new to this channel, please subscribe, it all helps. Thanks for watching. Once again, it's just time to say thanks very much for subscribing. Bell end. It's actually hydrochloric acid dissolved in drink. The drink comes later, John. I've got some soldering flux here. It's what they call baker soldering flux. It's actually hydrochloric acid with zinc dissolved into it. What they call, get you fucking belly end.